Hi guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, and every week I'm here with new videos about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And this week's topic is about the spiritual and personal growth stuff. And I've talked about it before, but it bears repeating and in different ways because it's something we all talk about, especially in these spiritual realms, which is manifesting. But before I get into it, if you like this topic, please come on over and subscribe because I'm here every week and I'd love to see you here. And so when it comes to manifesting, they have taught us with books like The Secret and things like that, that we are here to be happy and we are here to create whatever we want to create. And then we go about trying to do that and we hit walls and blocks and things don't happen the way we want them to happen, and we get frustrated and we don't understand why, and it creates more angst. What I've discovered through working with people for over a decade now and studying my own path and doing intuitive work on myself and my life is that yes, we have our own individual will. Let's just call that will, right? And then there's divine will. And then there's like the will of the spirit and soul, which I would say is linked, and we can just wrap that into the divine will so that we don't think that there's somebody else in the driver's seat calling all the shots. You know, our spirits are here to create, and our spirits and our souls know what we're here to do in this lifetime. But then we come onto earth, and from the ego place, we can get confused and be determined to follow certain paths that are not necessarily in alignment with what divine will is. And again, divine will is the universe or creator, whatever you want to call it, combined with the will of our spirit, which is here to learn lessons and here to focus on things that are not always necessarily materialistic. And a lot of the manifesting stuff, not all of it, but a lot of it is about materialism and capitalism. And one thing to keep in mind is that because of society, which we're enmeshed in, we may be deluded into thinking that we want something that everybody else wants that our spirit doesn't really want. Classic example of that is people who think that their life is going to be good if they go to law school and they become lawyers, and then really they're singers or artists or comedians and they're miserable and they do a course correct and change their whole lives like later on. You know, I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to in those sorts of situations. But not to digress too much, I think here's an idea. Before really getting into hardcore pursuing a goal and forcing yourself in and going just all in with the manifesting and everything, stop and ask, is this in accordance with divine will and the will of my spirit and the will of my soul? You know, in the past few years, for myself, I've shifted from reading tarot, again, just for myself, my own guidance, and into reading the I Ching, which is behind me. You can see I have quite a few I Ching books here, and I'll talk about those in other videos. But the I Ching is a really good way to deepen into getting information for yourself. And what I'm learning with the I Ching is I may want something to happen, like I may be thinking it's a good time to, for example, as of right now, to sell my car and to do a redesign of my website and other things. So these two big things require time and investment. So I consulted the Oracle. I'm like, okay, is this my ego really wanting this? Like I want to get this car and lease a new, all this stuff. I want to redo the website. And the I Ching was like, retreat. I got hexagram 33, retire. I'm like, what on earth? Like, okay, so I have to think and go back to, okay, this is what my ego wants. This isn't the right time for that. So what do I need to focus on now? You know, when you make a practice of that, whether you do oracle cards for yourself, whether you go to somebody for advice or you read the I Ching or use your own intuition, it's so good to tap into that, because it can save you time and energy. Like if I were to just forge ahead, sell that car, lease a new one, work on that website, who knows if it just wasn't the right time. Like maybe I'm going to get the best price for the car, or I'd have to lease something way too expensive, or the website would take time, or what I think I want isn't quite there yet and I need to, you know what I mean? Like to course correct. Tapping into your intuition and really getting close to that can help you with the navigational aspect. And that's where you can really realize, am I doing this from a place of ego? Like me with the car, is that a materialistic thing? Or am I doing this because it is in alignment with my higher path and my higher purpose? So getting in tune with that is just so helpful. And if you'd like help with all that, I have so many guided meditations and courses at krishanti.com to help clear away the clutter and tap in and tune into the essence and the voice of your spirit and of source, which we all have direct access to, in order to be in alignment with what your divine path is, so that you can have your life flow more easily. And that's what we all want ultimately, right? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, have you ever realized that you're pursuing something, maybe it just didn't happen, and then you've realized like it wasn't the right thing? Or, have you really wanted something and then you've gotten it and you're like, well, my ego manifested this and it's great, but my spirit really is into something completely different. I'd love to hear what your point of view is on all this and what's happened to you and what you think about with this manifesting stuff. And what do you really think about what they say? Like, do you personally think that we're here to create whatever we want, or do you believe there's a higher power guiding things? Please be kind and respectful to me and to others in your comments. I think it's good for us to talk about this, as I say in a lot of videos, that we share our thoughts and our insights kindly and respectfully, because of the more of us expressing this and talking about it, the better. But people tend to get charged about stuff like this, so that's why I just ask that you respect what other people have to say too, and we all understand and honor everyone else's opinions. So without getting too far onto that whole tangent, thanks so much for staying here and for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.